Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be looking at 8 mermaids of the world. This should be very exciting. This video is going to just look at the different types of mermaids. Well, let me take that back. Not exactly the different types of mermaids, but different mermaids from different origins, I guess you could say. Not really diving too deep into the history today. I would like to do a video of that, just not today, because I want to really get enough info on this topic since, mermaids have been sighted around the world, right? Without further ado, let's get started. Most tales of mermaids have been passed down throughout generations, and this list is not excluded. Many of us are generally familiar with the movie The Little Mermaid, but what other mermaid tales are you familiar with? Let's find out. By the way, did you know that some people consider mermaids as a type of fairy? Food for thought. But before we begin, don't forget to like and subscribe below and turn your notification bell so that you never miss a single video. Without further ado, let's dive on in. The New Zealand MARAKIHAU, or however the name is pronounced. In Maori folklore, the MARAKIHAU is said to have the body of a very long fish, a human head, and a long tubular tongue. The Taniwa, that is guardian, is said to be the cause of many destroyed canoes and a threat to humanity by swallowing large quantities of fish. Not much is known about this creature, except what is seen in the wood carvings of the Maori people. Unlike traditional mermaids in pop culture, this creature is neither charming nor beautiful. The African MAMI WATA. This water spirit is considered an African mermaid goddess, compassionate healer, and mother to all aquatic beings, since she can transform herself into a woman, fish, or mermaid, depending on her mood. She is sometimes described as a mermaid, sometimes as a snake charmer, and sometimes as both. A religious group in her honor is called upon to praise the goddess, wherein an individual follower is called a Mami Wata child. These followers claim that the Mami Wata is a name given to a collective group of water deities, not necessarily a mermaid then. However, followers also claim that they see the mermaid in their dreams, calling them to undergo a spiritual cleansing. Apparently, there have been many sightings of her holding a water snake around her shoulders, on ocean shores, in lakes, and in rivers. With these tales, it is no wonder why she still fascinates people today and want to glimpse this mermaid goddess as well. This has led to the creation of many souvenirs and statues that are sold in many gift shops. This may be the closest to actually seeing Mami Wata for most of us. Found in numerous African folklore, the Mami Wata legend came to the Americas during the slave trade. Closely related with fertility, sex, and healing, stories of her spread all over the continent and the Caribbean islands. The Brazilian IARA. Brazilian concepts of mermaids come from the lore of IARA, Lady of the Waters of the Amazon. Originally known as a water snake, she became known as an immortal woman with brown skin, green eyes, and a warrior amongst her people. According to legend, IARA was a brave, intelligent girl living in the Amazon whose fighting surpassed that of her brothers by far. So strong was their jealousy of her accomplishments, and the level of admiration and respect from the community of her, that they conspired against her and decided to murder her and then dump her body in the Amazon River. Jasi, the moon goddess, is said to have felt pity for Iara and brought her back as a mermaid. Legend has it that is when Iara decided to take revenge on men. Iara is blamed for many accidents in the Amazon, especially those that concern men disappearing. However, another tale says that she would lure sailors to her underwater palace, where they would become her lover. Ooh. Sometime later, a man named Jaragwari came across Iara and they fell in love. Excuse me for butchering that. He informed his mother of this union while fishing on the Amazon, and he decided to join her in her life underwater. Some believe that her angry soul was finally at peace. The French MELUSINE. A feminine spirit found in many medieval European folklores, the Melusine has a serpentine tail and is occasionally depicted as having wings. Varying tales of the Melusine existed in Albania, France, Luxembourg, and Albania. Did I just say that? I just did. Anyways, but the overall legend describes Melusine as a willful maiden who attempts revenge upon her father on behalf of her mother. However, she only ended up punishing herself because her mother punished her with the serpent's tail. In France, Melusine is especially connected because the royal French house of Lusignan claim to be direct descendants of her. Many images of her can be seen all over the world. Can you guess one place? The Starbucks logo, which looks very similar to her. The Italian twin tail. Another mermaid that resembles the Starbucks logo is the Italian twin tail, which some believe to be based on a Melusine. The original image came from 7th century Italy, one of many illustrations in Otranto Cathedral on the shore of the Mediterranean Sea. However, Starbucks claimed to have been inspired by a woodcut image of a mermaid from a 16th century Norseman. Apparently, this image was chosen as their logo because they wanted their coffee to be as seductive as a mermaid. Believe it or not, the mermaid was included next to images of biblical stories, such as the Tree of Life, as well as images of Alexander the Great and the Egyptian Sphinx. Supposedly, it represented the exchange of philosophies, religions, and ideas during the Middle Ages. What do you think? The Japanese Ningyo. Mermaids are typically described as being very beautiful, right? Well, not this mermaid on our list. The Japanese Ningyo is described as being a giant fish with a human face with a monkey's mouth. If that is not ghastly enough, it's also sometimes described as having horns and fangs added to its overall appearance. Oddly enough, it is said that anyone that actually eats one will have eternal youth and beauty. However, catching one is detrimental because it often brings horrible storms and misfortune to entire villages. Is that really worth it? Maybe to some. The Russian RUSALKA, often translated as mermaid, the RUSALKA is a water nymph of Slavic myth that were originally considered benevolent due to them coming out and watering the crops in spring. However, legend has it these same water nymphs were said to be girl spirits with translucent skin that violently died, and thus frequently lure men and children to their own watery deaths by trapping and entangling them with their long hair. The Irish MERROW. In the Irish legend, there are both male and female merrows. The females are said to resemble traditional sirens with their long green hair and being very beautiful half-human, half-fish beings. The males, on the other hand, are described as being very hideous and frightening, resembling more fish than man. Along with these unpleasant features, maybe because of this, they are said to be extremely cruel to the point where the females would often have relationships with human men. The offspring of such coupling might have webbing between their fingers and also scales. However, merrows frequently became tired of the land and would try to return to the sea, with or without their human family. With their Cahulan druid, a magical cap that enables the merrows to live underwater. I guess you can take the merrow out to sea, but you can't take the sea out of the merrow. As we saw, these mermaids were described differently by the people that encountered them. Either way you look at it, we really don't know if these mermaids ever existed, and if they did, or still do, what they looked or looked like. What if they did exist, and the way they are described is just how the people could explain it at that time, because they just didn't have a word for it at the time. I mean, if you look at history, it's happened plenty of times before. So, what did you think about this topic? Did you recognize any of these mermaids? Which ones were new to you? Let us know in the comments below. Well, stay tuned for part 2 of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe below if you want more. Turn on your notifications bell. Excuse me. Also, I forgot to mention, if there are any other mermaids that you've heard of and would like to see produced in the next video, please let me know in the comments below or DM me on any of the social media sites. So, until next time, guys, have a great one.